Imagine two giant armies camped on opposite hills, staring at each other across a wide valley. For 40 days, not a single sword is drawn, not a single arrow flies. The air is thick with tension, not because they are about to fight, but because they are all too afraid to. This is the valley of Elah, where the armies of Israel and the Philistines are locked in a standoff. Every morning and every evening, the stalemate is broken by the roar of a single man, a giant. His name is Goliath. He stands over 9 feet tall, a mountain of a man covered in bronze armor. His spear is as thick as a weaver's beam. He stomps into the valley and his voice booms across the hills, mocking the Israelites and their God. He dares them, "Choose a man and have him come down to me. If he is able to fight and kill me, we will become your subjects. But if I overcome him and kill him, you will become our subjects and serve us." Every time he shouts, a wave of fear washes over the Israelite camp. Grown men, trained soldiers, they tremble. They look at each other, then they look away. No one steps forward. Even their king, Saul, a head taller than any other man in Israel, stays silent in his tent. Hope begins to drain away. It feels like this giant is an impossible problem, a monster they can never defeat. The constant threats, day after day, have paralyzed them with fear. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes the loudest voices aren't the strongest, they're just the loudest. And fear, if you let it, can make even the strongest leaders powerless. Into this scene of hopeless fear walks a young shepherd boy named David. He's not a soldier. He's just here on an errand, bringing bread and cheese to his older brothers on the front lines. As he arrives, he hears it Goliath's booming, arrogant challenge. He sees the soldiers shrinking back, but David doesn't feel fear. He feels something else. Anger, confusion. Who is this uncircumcised Philistine? He asks the men around him that he should defy the armies of the living God. His question is met with shrugs and nervous glances. His own brothers get angry with him. "Why have you come down here?" His oldest brother Eliab scolds. "Who did you leave those few sheep with in the wilderness? I know how conceited you are and how wicked your heart is. You came down only to watch the battle." They misunderstand his passion for God as arrogance. But David isn't deterred. His heart is stirred. This isn't just about a fight between two armies. It's about defending the honor of God. He knows someone has to do something. Word of the boy with the fiery words spreads through the camp until it reaches King Saul. Saul summons David to his tent. The king, weary and defeated, looks down at this young shepherd. But David speaks with a confidence that surprises him. "Let no one lose heart on account of this Philistine," David says. "Your servant will go and fight him." Saul is doubtful. "You are not able to go out against this Philistine and fight him. You are only a young man, and he has been a warrior from his youth." But David has a resume. He doesn't have military experience, but he has a history of faithfulness. He tells Saul, "Your servant has been keeping his father's sheep. When a lion or a bear came and carried off a sheep from the flock, I went after it, struck it, and rescued the sheep from its mouth. When it turned on me, I seized it by its hair, struck it, and killed it. Your servant has killed both the lion and the bear. This uncircumcised Philistine will be like one of them, because he has defied the armies of the living God. The Lord who rescued me from the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear will rescue me from the hand of this Philistine." David's confidence wasn't in himself, but in God who had been with him in past battles. His past faithfulness built his present confidence. Seeing this unwavering faith, Saul finally agrees. Go, and the Lord be with you. Saul then tries to equip David for a man's battle. He places his own bronze helmet on David's head and dresses him in his own coat of armor. He straps his sword to David's side, but it doesn't work. The armor is too heavy, too clunky. David can barely walk. He takes it all off. I cannot go in these, he says, because I am not used to them. He realized he couldn't win by trying to be someone else. He couldn't rely on the world's idea of strength. Victory wouldn't come from copying Saul. It would come from trusting God. So, what does he choose for battle? He walks to a nearby stream and picks up 5 smooth stones. He puts them in his shepherd's bag. In his hand, he holds his staff and his sling. That's it. A boy, a sling, and 5 stones, walking out to face a giant. As David approaches, Goliath sees him and starts to laugh. The sound is full of contempt. Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks? He roars. He curses David by his gods. Come here, he bellows, and I'll give your flesh to the birds and the wild animals. Goliath's confidence is in his size, his armor, his spear. He sees a boy, but David sees something else. He sees an enemy of God, and his reply is one of the most powerful declarations of faith ever spoken. You come against me with sword and spear and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied. This day the Lord will deliver you into my hands, and the whole world will know that there is a God in Israel. All those gathered here will know that it is not by sword or spear that the Lord saves, for the battle is the Lord's, and he will give all of you into our hands. While fear makes people stand still or retreat, faith runs forward. David doesn't hesitate. He runs straight toward the giant. Goliath moves to meet him. As he runs, David reaches into his bag, pulls out a stone, places it in his sling, and begins to whirl it over his head. Faster and faster, he lets it fly. The stone whistles through the air and strikes the giant square on the forehead, the only part of him not covered by bronze. The stone sinks in. For a moment, the world seems to go silent. The giant staggers, he sways, and then he falls, face down in the dirt. The armies gasp. The impossible has happened. Shock turns to relief, then to celebration. One small stone, launched by one act of faith, changed everything. When the Philistines see their champion fall, panic erupts. They turn and run, and the Israelite army, who had been paralyzed by fear for 40 days, suddenly finds its courage. With a mighty roar, they charge after the fleeing Philistines, chasing them down and winning a total victory. David, the shepherd boy, stands victorious. His faith didn't just win his battle. It inspired a whole army to rise up and win theirs. The story of David teaches us a timeless lesson. When you face problems that look bigger than you, when you feel small and afraid, remember David. He didn't focus on the size of the giant. He focused on the size of his God. He trusted that the battle belonged to the Lord. Your size doesn't matter. Your strength doesn't matter. Your past doesn't matter. What matters is your faith. When you feel afraid, when you face your own giants, maybe it's fear at school, or a difficult situation at home, remember that the same God who was with David is with you. Trust in him, and he will give you the courage to face anything. Faith, not fear, wins a battle. Thanks for watching. If this story encouraged you, please like and subscribe for more.